Tracks in the snow. Deep in the forests of Montana, near the edge of the Rockies, lived an old hunter named Jack Thornton. Folks in the nearby town of Red Pines knew him well, a man of few words and sharp aim. Jack had hunted all his life. For him, the woods were wild, but they were his ground to master. Every deer, every wolf, just part of the game. One morning after a fresh snowfall, Jack set out into the forest. He was tracking an elk, large judging by the prints. The air was cold and silent, the kind of quiet only deep woods could hold. But as hours passed, a storm rolled in. The sky darkened, and snow began to fall fast and heavy. Soon the elk's tracks vanished. Even Jack's own footprints were gone. He tried to retrace his path, but nothing looked familiar. His compass spun uselessly in his hand. For the first time in years, Jack knew he was lost. The cold bit deeper. His fingers grew numb, legs heavy. Finally, he collapsed under a spruce tree, exhausted. Sleep tempted him like a soft blanket, but he knew if he closed his eyes, he might never wake. Then came a sound, distant, low, a howl. Jack opened his eyes. At the tree line stood a large gray wolf, its eyes glowing amber in the snowlight. Jack froze. He reached instinctively for his rifle, then stopped. The wolf didn't snarl or move toward him. It just stared. Then it turned and walked away. A few steps. It paused, looked back. It was waiting. Jack stood. He wasn't sure why. Maybe instinct, maybe something deeper. But he followed. The wolf moved smoothly through the snow, leading him between trees and across frozen ground. It never rushed, only glanced back from time to time to be sure Jack kept pace. Eventually, through the blizzard, Jack saw something. An old ranger cabin still standing. He hadn't seen it in years. Inside, dry wood, matches, a stove, warmth. He turned to look for the wolf, but it was gone. No tracks, no sound, just wind. Jack sat by the fire, hands trembling from more than cold. He thought of all the lives he'd taken in these woods, all the years spent with his finger on the trigger. And now, a wolf had saved him, a creature he would have once shot without hesitation. By morning, the storm had passed. Jack stepped out into the quiet forest and left his rifle behind in the cabin. He never hunted again. Instead, he spent his days caring for the land, fixing trails, planting trees, guiding hikers. Some thought he'd gone soft. He didn't care. Sometimes in deep winter, when the wind was still, he'd look into the woods and swear he saw a shadow moving between the trees. And he'd smile, because the forest remembers, and so do those who learn to listen.